As most people know, I usually write my blog posts, type them on the internet, but this one's a little bit different. I wanted to speak it out loud. I think it'll convey the message that I'm trying to get across a little bit better. So here goes. Today is Friday, November 23rd, 2018. This is something I wrote 2 days ago. So here goes. It is Wednesday, November 21st, 2018 at 3:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am sitting on the floor in the hallway of the psychiatric unit at St. Luke's Hospital in Lehighton, Pennsylvania. While most people in America are preparing to spend the holiday with their friends and families, I am preparing to have dinner with the rest of the patients in this facility. For the past few months, I have been receiving direct, in-person threats to my life. The threats began while I was living in Los Angeles around the same time I completed my first book in reference to how I healed from a terminal cancer diagnosis. Rather than notifying anyone of these interactions, I kept these issues to myself. When I moved back to Pennsylvania in September of this year, the threats continued. Rather than continuing to keep these interactions to myself, I decided to notify authorities instead. On Saturday, November 17, 2018, I voluntarily walked into my local police department. The intention of my visit was to have a police report filed in reference to the threats I had been receiving. No police report was filed. I was instead transported to St. Luke's Hospital for psychiatric treatment. I was not allowed to leave. I have been a patient in this facility ever since. From the moment of my arrival, I have had constant verbal, written, and observational evaluations. I have interacted with psychologists, doctors, and a variety of other medical professionals. I have not taken any medication or had any withdrawal symptoms due to not having access to my legal medication of choice. I have been eating double portion meals. I have been participating in art groups, discussion groups, and a variety of other engaging activities with other patients. My positive attitude, pleasant demeanor, and willingness to engage with other residents has led me to making friends with other patients who are here. My knowledge, lived experience, and willingness to share information has led me to earning the respect of the staff here. Most importantly, my overall behavior has led the doctors to determine that I do not have any mental health issues or mental health diagnoses. When I was initially admitted to this facility, I was extremely disheartened. I did not want to be here. I did not ask to be here. I did not display or exhibit any negative behaviors that would have led anyone to believe that I needed to be here. I did my due diligence, yet I was in a position where I was looked at as a victim. I was looked at as a potential threat rather than looked at as a potential victim. Despite me being proactive, professional, and doing the right thing considering the circumstances, I was once again put in a position where I had to prove myself before my words and my truth had any merit to the authority. This has been the story of my life. As a black man in America, I have always had to do more to appear safe, to be heard, and to be accepted. I have learned that if I do not believe in, follow, or conform to the Eurocentric, white, Anglo-Saxon Protestant ideals of this country, it can be very difficult to be accepted by the majority of people in this country. I have always had to complete prerequisites, jump through extra hoops, and continuously prove myself to be considered equal. I always have to be extra nice, extra clean, and extra respectful in order to be considered safe. I have always had to look over my shoulder, double check the people I encounter, and double check my environment to feel safe. If for any reason I am not on point regardless of my situation or circumstances, I become easily labeled, stereotyped, or ostracized. After having to deal with these circumstances for the duration of my life, it has become extremely difficult not to be jaded. For the first 24 hours I was in this facility, I meditated in complete solitude. I thought about all of the trials and tribulations I persevered through in order to get to this point in my life. I come from a single-family home. low socioeconomic status, and limited resources. I grew up in an environment where crime, lies, and negativity were not only normal, but were also glorified. After conceptualizing this information, I realized that I could not be jaded and I could not stop now. Despite being born into some very difficult circumstances, I had the best mother in the world. She instilled values, character, and a work ethic in me that enabled me to avoid all of the pitfalls and endure all of the struggles that life has presented to me. I am 38 years old and I have no criminal record. I am a college graduate. I have an accomplished resume with multiple decades of valuable work experience. I have volunteered my time in a variety of youth sports organizations and other entities. I have 3 published books, 2 of which include a method that I use to heal from terminal cancer, a method that can be cross-referenced and applied to all other cancer patients. Despite me being an overall positive contribution to society for my entire life, I am still looked at as a threat as a black man in America. Prior to my meditation after being admitted, I seriously contemplated leaving America for good. I make enough passive income to give myself a high quality of life outside of this country. I then thought about all of the people that I have helped in both personal and professional settings. I then thought about all the people that helped me in both personal and professional settings that enabled me to have a relatively positive quality of life as a minority in America. I then thought about all of my ancestors who sacrificed their blood, sweat, and lives to build the infrastructure of this land. I then thought of all of the children who are currently in a position that I was once in when I was a young boy. After taking all of these things into consideration, I realized that it is important for me to stay home. I was born an American, became successful as an American, and enjoyed a variety of wonderful experience as an American in this country. Even though I am a black man who has been a victim of racism, systematic oppression, and flat-out hate, I am not going to let any of these things push me away. I love America. I am going to continue to stand my ground, walk in my faith, and shine my light on this country and the world. I'm going to continue to speak my mind, spread useful information, and be the change that this world needs. I have made countless mistakes in my life, especially in reference to my infidelity with women. I have confessed my sins, endured my karma, and accepted losing everything as a result of my actions. If someone wants to take my life for something I have done in the past, so be it. If someone wants to take my life because I am spreading information that disrupts money, business, and industry, so be it. I was born to die. Self-preservation led by fear is the reason why society is the way it is today. From this day forward, I will no longer perpetuate these ideals. Even though I did receive legitimate threats to my life, I will not ask for protection. I will not live in fear. I will not arm myself. I will not fight anybody. I will not protect myself. I'm going to continue to live a life of service that is beneficial to beneficial to the collective. I'm going to continue to speak from my heart, live in my truth, and deal with the consequences as they come. I'm going to continue to smile, laugh, and love. I'm going to continue to be me in my body, in my city, in my country. Again, it is now November 23rd, 2018, and I've done my due diligence. I don't know what else to do. But what I'm not going to do, like I said, is I'm not going to live in fear. I'm going to keep spreading what I know, and whatever consequences may be, so be it. I had my Thanksgiving taken away from me. I had 6 days of evaluations, and I passed with flying colors. I had a CT scan that was clear. They took all my blood. Everything was clear. No psychological issues. No withdrawal symptoms from my medication. No issues. It got to the point where I'm educating the nurses and the doctors on how I heal from a terminal cancer diagnosis. And for the first few days, sitting with the doctor, he was skeptical, but I actually gave him my books, and the last few days, we talked about reforming healthcare, how medicine is designed to suppress and sedate humans as opposed to extract and awaken the emotions that are buried in the mind of these humans. And like I said in the writing, I'm not going to be jaded. I'm going to use this experience as a learning opportunity for me. The people I met were wonderful people that were patient and they're brave, and they need me, and other people need me as well. And I am not going to stop. I'm going to continue spreading this information. I'm going to continue jumping over 20 hurdles just to be equal and just to be heard. Again, it's my hope that people are receptive to this information. I mean, I have a lived cancer experience. I don't know what else to do. I documented my story from the beginning when I was bad, when I was really bad, and I thought I was going to die. But I didn't die. And when I didn't die, it's kind of when the support faded. But that's okay. I'm going to continue to live in my truth. I'm going to continue to give this information to the people that want it. And I'm going to continue to live my life with no fear. So with that being said, I thank you for watching this video. If anybody is interested in any one of my books, just let me know. But other than that, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening, and bless.